We're going.
Okay, let's start part 2. Hope you had a great lunch, and hopefully that lunch is going to turn into some good energy, some good energy. So we're going to go back. We started to talk a little bit about the anxiety. There are 40 million people suffering from generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, GAD. Have you heard of it? Have you experienced it? Well, let me tell you what it is. So basically, you have this anxiety that takes over, and it can become paralyzing, where you just can't function. And you have all these running thoughts in your head, and it disempowers you, and you aren't functional anymore. You can't really talk well, you break down, you want to get in a fetal position. That's being in a panic attack or having an anxiety episode. So here's some ideas that might help you if you suffer from one of these attacks. Some people have test anxiety. Does anyone have test anxiety? A little bit, not too bad. Well, that's one of them.
They love my tests.
Mine is driving on the highway and seeing people texting while they're driving.
Ooh.
It just drives me crazy. So don't do it, those people listening. Stay focused, defensively drive. Getting to the anxiety. So you want to reframe to create calm. We talked about reframing. So you want to say, okay, I'm in this situation, I'm starting to feel anxiety, I'm going to take a breath. That's number 3, cleansing breaths. Nice, deep breaths. You feel the air go into your belly, come out. You also need to reset the internal alarm, which is number 2. There might be an alarm in your head going, oh my God, we got a test, you didn't prepare, you're freaking out, you're going to fail this thing. You got to turn that alarm off in your head. Also, find a safe environment. I told you before, I have a hard time with crowds and noise, so I can't go into a restaurant that's really loud. So I have to go to my car and eat at home. Finally, it takes about 20 minutes at times to reset an anxiety episode or a panic attack. It might take up to 20 minutes. Another mental health consideration is depression. Depression is feelings of helplessness and isolation. There's a large population of people that the odds are you'll probably have depression in your lifetime, maybe even severe depression. A lot of people ride the storm to survive. They're in bed a lot, they're unmotivated, they become isolated, they suffer in silence. They're on what I call the island of isolation. They stay in their rooms, their bedrooms, they don't come out, they don't talk to anyone, they don't go online to talk to anyone. Island of isolation. That's a real critical place to be if you're there for too long. The longer you stay, the worse it's going to be. You need to get help. So there's a suicide, there's 800,000, almost 1 million people a year commit suicide. Almost 1 million. That's just incredible to me. It's a leading cause of death for young people. It's so tragic. It's so tragic because you have the whole world in front of you. And the thing is help, help is available. That's the bottom line. There's an 800 number right here, the 800-273-8255 or 1-800-273-TALK. Majority of time, medication and therapy will come into play to help you turn your life around and be able to cope with the depression and eventually get rid of the depression. So medication and therapy can be a huge help.
Moving on.
So tips, remember, you are never alone. So that island of isolation that some people fall into, they feel that they're alone, that no one's going to help. And you have your family, friends, and if the worst case scenario is if you have to call the 800 number and talk to someone who's going to volunteer and spend time with you to help you through your crisis, so be it. But you have to muster the courage to share and get help. You have to say, I'm going to get help when things get that bad, if they get that bad for you. Also, life is difficult, is a quote that Scott Peck wrote in his book called The Road Less Traveled. Life is difficult. So that's your reality. If you ever ask yourself, man, why are things so difficult? Because that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That's life.
Yeah, we should expect that.
All right. Suffering and struggle. They can teach us some really valuable, good, productive, healthy things. They can teach us determination, grit, and the will to get better. So sometimes when people are at their worst, they rise above and become their best. Can you relate to stories like that? You've heard of people like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. He's down by 2 touchdowns. You know, that's a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points, but he somehow gets momentum and rise above and will score those two touchdowns and win the game. Great spiritual lessons in the darkest moments. Sometimes you can learn a lot when you're down on your knees and you're just like, oh my God, how do I handle this? You might have an epiphany with a solution when you're at your worst. And how to live and survive under challenging circumstances. You learn how to live. Like when you go to college and you're on your own, you need survival skills. You got to learn how to cook. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't eat much, or you're constantly eating at the cafeteria.
Mm.
The fire of suffering becomes the light of consciousness. Eckhart Tolle. It's a beautiful quote.
You turn a negative to a positive, right? You work through the
Absolutely.
adversity.
All that hardship, and you rise to the occasion. So some helpful tips. Make peace with your past. This is really important. You might have gotten into a really bad fight with somebody, someone who was you considered a really close friend. You got in a fight, there was a physical altercation, whatever. He's a really, or she is a really close friend. Are you gonna let that sever your relationship, or are you gonna talk about it and be able to move forward and move on and continue that friendship? So you're gonna learn to make peace with it. You can't hold that. Holding it's just gonna weigh you down over time. Get restorative sleep, very important, especially for you guys. Your brains are constantly learning and growing,
Sleep.
adapting, so you need good restorative sleep.
We did a lot with sleep this quarter.
Good. Avoid sugar. It's toxic. Sugar is so addictive. I'm also addicted to it. It's a work in progress. But sugar is terrible for us. It's very toxic to the body. It serves no purpose. Tastes great and highly addictive, but avoid toxic situations. So we're talking about that. If you had an argument with a friend, don't keep that going on for a year where it's a battle between you two. Learn to make amends and make it work. Practice kindness. So if you practice kindness to your friend, hopefully he or she will reciprocate. And finally, good character. It's really important to have good character in all your relationships. You know, be kind of friendly and you can relate and you're there, you care.
I moved.
Oh,
One step ahead of you.
So physiology, the state of being. Change your physiology by altering your body, breath, vibe. All right, so everyone take a breath in and exhale. One more time. In and exhale. Does that feel pretty good?
Yeah.
You can feel your state of being start to change.
Mm-hmm.
The tension that I just had is kind of dissipated. It's gone. It's kind of miraculous. Change your thoughts, create new habits, change your life. So again, we've been talking about that theme about your brain. Harmony. So important to try to create harmony in your life. So you have to deal with life and work and family and school and driving and nutrition, global warming, relationships, athletics if you're on a team or work out, college down the road, COVID, war. Those are all things you're going to have to balance out in your world. So mindfulness is a huge word. This is really, really a big, big deal. So one of the things I want to have a takeaway is you I want you to share the word mindfulness with someone, maybe when you have dinner tonight or whatever. Say today, the speaker talked about mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness, the act of observation of your internal and external world in the present moment. So that's here and now. I am in front of you. I'm giving a speech. I'm trying to deliver. I'm trying to make connections. I gotta keep remembering to breathe in and out so I don't get anxious. So mindfulness is kind of like consciousness and awareness. So go ahead.
Being here now. I
So
love that.
being, check out this surfer right here. It's hard to see. There's a surfer.
You can kill the light if you want for a second. They can see it better. Or as long as you want to.
Check out that
There
surfer.
it is.
Now you know he's in a state of being right there.
Oh yeah, you got to be.
Because if you're not, your life kind of depends on it. You might
Yep.
not make it.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, surfers don't always make it. Sad. Last week there was a 35-year-old had a wife and a young child and he didn't make it surfing.
Really?
He's a pro surfer. So anyway, he's in a state of being right now, consciously participating in the unfolding of your life. You're here, right here. You're aware of things that are going on. You're in tune. You're in the present moment.
Not distracted.
You're here now. So here's the big boy, awareness. You're not your thoughts. You are your, what? Awareness. You are your awareness. So consciousness of your internal and external world. It's kind of a big deal. You've seen everything that's going on around you. I can feel my breath is shallow. You just keep more deep breaths as I go. So I'm conscious. My awareness is paying attention to that. Otherwise, you know, Mr. Hart would be like, well, he might say something, and I'd say, well, you know what, I wasn't even aware of that because I was too busy doing something else. I was distracted. There's too many distractions on the roadways with the cell phones, number one. You are not your thoughts, nor your internal voice. Again, I'm reiterating what I said earlier. You are your awareness. Aha, boom, as they used to do. Awareness is the greatest agent for change. Eckhart Tolle, another amazing spiritual writer. He's from Canada. He's written a lot of books about this stuff. Surrender, practice letting go. That's a huge skill set for you to have to be able to let go of stuff. Just be like, you feel like, I got this headache coming on. We're going to learn to let go, right? Because if you hold on to whatever is burying you, your headache's going to get worse. So there's fear, there's doubt, there's attachments, there's control. Also, to forgive is an act of surrender. So we talked about your friend if you got in an argument. Forgiveness. Say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm letting this crap go. I don't want it anymore. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
Too heavy. I want to make it right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Saved.
Forgiveness is the gift you give yourself, they say. So,
All right,
let's hope
we're
she
good.
still works.
It'll work.
All right.
Actually, does it want to start now?
It works. All right.
Sorry about that.
That's just for effect to keep you awake and
Yeah.
all right. All right.
So now we're on to meditation. We're on the second part. First of all, are there any questions that anyone has on the first part that we just shared that you'd like to ask? Yes.
Is like awareness kind of like the unexamined life is not worth living, like Socrates? Like, can that be like interchangeable?
Right. Awareness really, it's almost like another thought, another way of saying consciousness. It's very similar to consciousness, but it's bigger than that. Your awareness, it's the granddaddy of them all. This is how we get along in our days. It's because we have this sense of awareness. So anyway, I'm not sure how to actually answer your specific question, how it relates. I don't know if that helped at all. Okay, great. So we're going to talk about meditation. The first thing I want to do, does anyone know what the symbol is? Anyone seen it before? It means namaste. Has anyone heard the term namaste?
It's yoga talk.
Namaste. Basically, namaste, it's a spiritual greeting of gratitude and honor and reverence. It also connects us with the world and each other, and also it honors the light within. So it's a very spiritual image. So I have another thing I want to show you. So inspire. So this actually means in spirit, and it also means breath when you breathe in. All right, next one. So the meditation, we're going to do what's called dropping in. I love the phrase. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, he had a class. It was hundreds of dollars for this class on mindfulness. You're getting it for free. So mindfulness is a matter of dropping into your meditation. Okay, so you're all sitting at your seats. I'm going to have you sit so your feet are in front of you, and I'm going to have you put your hands on your laps. I want you sitting up straight. This is really important. I need you sitting up straight with your feet flat on the floor, your palms on your laps comfortably. Hey, Russ. Russ.
Am I still pressing buttons over?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I was about to meditate.
So so just stay in that relaxed state for a little bit. There's meditation benefits, and there's a lot of them. And you can pick one, and that'd be all you need for a reason why you should meditate every day. I meditate every day. I'll share later a little bit what I do. But today we're going to do a stillness meditation. We're going to do a mindfulness meditation. Okay? To music, guitar music, really nice. So meditation benefits: reduces blood pressure and heart rate, reduces stress and anxiety. There's a thumbs up right there. You want to reduce your stress rate and anxiety. Produces clarity of mind. That's pretty huge. You can think clearly, no more brain fog. Produces flow state. Flow states are really important. We'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Strengthens the mind, expands awareness, improves concentration. Good. Creates harmony and peace, engages healing, awakens compassion, heightens sensitivity, promotes strong spiritual connection. It doesn't have to be spiritual. It can just be something you practice. If you're not a spiritual person, there's nothing wrong with that either. So as long as you're getting the benefits. For some people, meditation is a spiritual thing. Reveals the path of enlightenment, again, for those following that. It increases neurotransmitters and feel-good hormones.
That's a lot of benefits.
That's a big deal. That's a lot of benefits. So there's 3 energetic anomalies that I'm going to talk about. One is Reiki. I don't know if you ever heard of Reiki.
We did. We talked about that a little bit.
But uses prana for balancing and healing the subtle body. There's acupuncture, uses needles along the meridians of the body to balance chi and heal the body. So there's an acupressure point on your web. It's called large intestine 4. It's right here. It's right where your thumb and your index finger. Go ahead right now and press that. Press that together with your thumb and your index finger. And just push in together.
How hard? Not too hard?
Go moderately hard.
Okay.
So when you have a headache, I encourage you to try this. They say you could do it for a couple minutes. I think that's a little too long. I think if you do it for like 30 seconds, you're good to go. The other thing you can do is you can do what's called compressions. So you go, just compress and then relax, compress, relax, compress, relax, compress. So that's a technique. If you have a headache, give that a shot. That can be very helpful. And finally, there's something called Kundalini, travels in the body, releases healing energy, opens energy blocks. And we'll talk a little bit about that. We're not doing that today. That's something for down the road if you're interested in meditation and you want to try go a little more advanced down the road. So each modality may create wellness, vitality, and energetic flow throughout the body to help both acute and chronic diseases. That's pretty powerful. Instead of taking medication, you could use some of these techniques. The Reiki, and the other. Reiki and the acupuncture, there's acupressure. So what we did, acupuncture, they would put a needle. They use needles for acupuncture. Acupressure, you use your fingers to press in, and you can get similar results. So Kundalini yoga and meditation involves stationary positions as well as bodily movements and breath work. What we're going to do today, we're not doing any body movements. Ours is going to be stationary. And I'll explain that just in a little bit. Can also involve mudras, which are hand and finger positions, and mantras, which are vocalizations. We won't be doing any of that either, but it's a part of it. The Kundalini yoga, they practice that quite a bit. Taught throughout the world. So this isn't just like, this is a big deal, what I'm talking about. This is going on all around you. You might not be familiar with it, but it's going on. So Kundalini and energetic family. So we're talking about a life force inside of your body. The Kundalini is a great amplifier of energy. So if you're having a real bad day and you try to do a meditation with Kundalini, it might make it worse. So if you go to YouTube and you look up Kundalini, you might have people sharing their bad experiences because they weren't prepared, and whatever they had going on that wasn't good, healthy, negative, amplified when they had this energy. Because the Kundalini will come up your body and flow out of your body. So, energetic, loving, healing flow, that's what it is. Express as internal shower. So when you meditate, you may feel this internal shower in your body go off. And that would be the Kundalini that we're talking about. So Kundalini is the most mysterious force in the universe, bar none. Gene Keffer. So there's a lot of unknown about Kundalini, and I'm not going to talk about Kundalini any further. I just want to introduce you to it, make you aware that you may have heard it somewhere if someone brings it up. So yeah, I had a presenter talking about Kundalini. Or you might want to investigate a little more. It's totally whatever you want to do, you feel you want to do. So the chakras, there's 7 energy centers ascending the spine. So there's a root chakra, sacral chakra, your solar plexus or navel chakra, your heart, hey, that's a good name.
That's me.
Heart chakra, throat, third eye, and your crown. So those are the 7 going up. Those are posted everywhere. Each chakra has its own identity element, like the navel chakra is with power, the heart chakra is feeling and love, and the third eye is wisdom. Good.
Yeah, hydrate. Every now and then you gotta hydrate.
So here's a picture. There's a lot more information on here, and you can look it up if you're interested in chakras. When I do my meditation, I focus on the navel chakra, the heart chakra, and the third eye. Those 3, that's it. I don't do all 7. I have my own process for Kundalini. But it says your meditation depends on the quality of your breath. We're going to focus on that, your breathing, and the awareness you bring. So we'll hit those 2 points. Meditation is like a mini vacation for the mind and body. It can be such a beautiful place to go, to drop in, and it's your sanctuary, your awareness, your flow, your good vibe. So it can be a miraculous thing, and it'll change your physiology.
Thank you.
All right, stillness. Experience oneness with the mind, body, and spirit. So stillness about oneness. Find deep connection to source, divine, intelligence, God. So it's about 2 things. The oneness and connection that you make. That's stillness. We're going to do that in within minutes from now. So stillness often resides in conscious breathing between inhalation and exhalation. healing manifestations of Kundalini energy are most effective and sometimes profound in stillness. It is through stillness that we discover creativity, clarity, and solutions to our problems. With exploration, clarity and awareness comes profound transformation and freedom. So again, mindfulness, the act of observation of your internal and external world at the present moment. Did this go back? Okay, we're good. Focus your attention on the present moment in the here and now. So when you do mindfulness, you're going to be focused on here and now. Practice mindfulness in everyday living. So when you're making your bed, washing dishes, walking at a park, or hanging out with a friend, you can practice mindfulness. You can be here and now. Every step I take, I am paying attention. I almost tripped on the cord again. So practice mindfulness. So we're going to actually do 2 meditations now. This is Jason Eastwood. He's a guitarist. I have his music. We're going to meditate for 15 minutes. I'm going to guide you through the whole thing. I want you to be relaxed. Deep breaths. This is your world. This is going to be your world to relax and enjoy. All right, so I'm going to...
You want to do lighting differently or keep it the way it is? Or the room lights? Just a thought. Don't be self-conscious. Forget the world around you.
Okay, we're going to start. Is that too loud? Is that too loud? Is it good?
A little loud, but if you want to talk over us,
Okay, I'm going to guide you. So once again, our body position, we're going to sit upright. Our spines are going to be straight to the best of your ability. Nice upright position. Feet are going to be grounded on the floor. Your palms will be relaxed on your laps. If you want your palm to face up towards the sky, that's fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. Find a very comfortable, relaxing position. So you're going to let the music be part of your guide, and I'm going to just give you a few more little directions. So we're going to do a stillness right now. And what I'd like you to do is you're going to be walking on a path in nature somewhere. And your eyes are closed unless you feel like you want to keep them open. Preferably they should be closed. So you're walking on a path. And now you come to a tree. A massive tree. A beautiful tree. And you notice the bark and all the textures of the bark. And you notice the roots that are deep in the ground and how grounded this tree is. And you have this connection now with nature and this tree. So be in this state of oneness and relax into it. This oneness that you feel with the sky and the breeze and the trees. an opening, and there's the ocean. Big blue ocean with waves. You feel a sense of awe. You feel a sense of connection. So now you've had this experience in your mind, in your mind's eye, of exploring stillness, which is a quiet void. It's a place you want to go back to. It's your place of being. It's a place of clarity. It's a place of awareness. So now I'd like you to think about mindfulness. We're going to do a mindfulness meditation, which is not much different than stillness. With mindfulness, you're going to experience being here and now in the present moment. If your thoughts start to bring you from somewhere in the past, or they're trying to project you into the future, bring your thoughts back to here and now. Also, make sure you're breathing through your nostrils. You should be breathing through your nostrils. Inhale through your nostrils, and exhale through your nostrils. Your breathing will help you with the mindfulness. If you start to drift with thoughts of the past or the future, come back to your breath. Your breath is your anchor. Again, when you're breathing, you're going to inhale through your nostrils. You're going to feel your belly rise. Your breathing should not be in your chest. It should be in your belly. Feel a full breath in to the belly. then exhale in your nostrils. All right, you can slowly open your eyes.
You're gonna harsh us, aren't you? Got lights going on. Wow.
Yes, so that music was from a gentleman by the name of Jason Eastwood. Gorgeous music. Did you like that to meditate to? Did it help bring you about into a nice place to be? Help create some awareness and clarity? Would anyone like to share how that experience was? How many people, show of hands, that was your first time meditating? Raise your hand. Just 2, 3. Okay, so about half of you meditated before. Cool. And would anyone like to share your experience, what you might have thought was cool or a result? Yes. Just a little louder, please.
At the beginning, like it was almost hard to like keep my eyes shut, and like I felt like my eyes like moving around, but like after doing it, I felt like a lot more calmer and like settled.
You felt the calmness take in, and that's the beauty of it. What's your first name? No, don't tell me, I forgot. I don't want to know. I do want to know.
It's being
but
recorded, so.
Yeah, recorded. That's a very common response, and that's the beauty, that's the essence of a good meditation that's going to bring you to a place where you're just going to be like, oh, this is a really nice place to be. Yes?
It's almost like when you get to that place, like you can soak up everything like around it. Like the more you think about it, the more you can like almost like physically feel it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I encourage you to keep practicing. This was your first time. First time is can be challenging. You might not get there. It takes a while. It's the same thing with the Kundalini. I was in college when I discovered the Kundalini. I was taught by a teacher, and it's just a beautiful, energetic thing. And just so you know, this is a book I just read about a month ago called Kundalini Rising, and there's about 25 people from all over the world writing in to write essays about their experience about it. So it's not something I'm just kind of like, making up or whatever. It's a real deal. So it's interesting to pursue if you choose that, but I encourage you to keep trying. The stillness and mindfulness are very similar. I don't know if anyone kind of felt like, well, I did the stillness, and then when I went to the mindfulness, I felt like it was almost the same. Like you're in the same spot.
I like the stillness better.
You like the stillness better?
Because I felt like the mindfulness, it was harder to like stay in the same state, and like the stillness you can like picture like an image.
Absolutely. And we talked about that monkey mind. That monkey mind, when it comes to mindfulness, it wants to get in the way. And you're just like, no, I'm meditating. What are you doing? Don't bother me now. Hey, sit down. No more. No. And you're, so that is a challenge. But I will tell you, in the same token, that was your first go. And the more you do it, the better you get. Where you get used to dropping in, and you're there. You don't even have, and like having to worry about other thoughts is very minor. It doesn't happen as frequently because you practice. You know how to do it. It's like riding a bike, So yes.
So when I was doing it, I was kind of at different points. I'd be more focused on my breathing. Other points more on the image that you gave us of the walking on the path and the woods and the tree and the ocean and stuff. I could see it, and I'm wondering, should I focus more on, or is it different points, focus on different things? Like one point, focus on my breathing for a while, then shift over to an image, or like what's is there a right way or wrong way, or just whatever?
No, there's no necessary right way or wrong way. I wanted you for stillness to kind of connect with nature. That was the theme behind that.
Yeah.
I wanted you to find that connection.
I could see it all. It was pretty cool. You
connect
described
with
it pretty
and
well.
Like your being, your awareness is like having an aha moment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm with this tree right
Yeah.
now. It's just me and the tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or me and the ocean.
Yeah.
And I wanted their sense of peace to come.
And could it be from a place you've actually been? Is that a way to
Can
do
I
it?
say one more thing real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah.
So the hardship, like you were saying, the hardship when you're doing mindfulness meditation, and it's hard, like if you're OCD or something like that, and you have a lot, or autistic, for some people they're going to be more challenged, and some people might not even be able to do meditation because of their disability or whatever. There's so much going on. They could work on it though. It could be a work in progress, And some people study for years before they get really good, So this is just an introduction. So you really don't put much weight behind it. If you had a good experience, good, keep going after that. Keep challenging yourself. And again, it's a matter of dropping in and letting go. Once you were able to let go, that's when the beautiful stuff starts to happen,
Time goes away, kind of.
It does.
Yeah.
And time definitely does go away.
That's
All right,
cool.
let's keep moving on here on the slides.
All right. I forgot how to do it. I'm like lost. I'm in a zone right now. Whew.
Okay, so as you practice stillness and mindfulness meditation, you will evolve and grow in your awareness. That's what I'm trying to share. Boom, you get better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you feel afterwards is priceless. Like, no medication or whatever can do what your natural body.
I feel
can do for
different.
you.
That was 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I feel different, and no cost, and no
Right.
no medicine, no chemicals.
Right.
Nothing.
It's all the neurotransmitters. It's about the neurotransmitters
That's cool.
in your brain, and it's firing off good stuff like oxytocin. So you feel good stuff like when you give someone a hug and you feel good. Well, meditation can kind of do the same thing. You're kind of giving yourself a hug when you meditate.
Yeah.
So spirit, inspire to breathe in. So this is what I was showing you before. Inspire to breathe in. The awakening of your being. Expression of school spirit. That is a big one. Go Panthers! You guys got an amazing girls track team, right? Am I right? I think I read things about them every year.
The band is amazing too.
Surrender. So really important. Surrender, letting go, forgiveness, acceptance. Have spiritual intentions and aspirations. They help you progress and grow and move forward. You become bigger and better, more evolved, more loving human being. Gratitude, appreciation for nature, the universe, and all of life. So you might have felt some gratitude or a sense of appreciation when you were walking and saw the tree and went to the ocean. There was appreciation there of nature going on. The profound love you share with family, pets, and humanity. The deeper connection you have with Source, higher power, divine intelligence, or God. Gratitude, the appreciation that you are a miracle emotion. So that's the other takeaway I want to share with you about the awareness. And you all are these miracles in motion. That's big. It's big. Who knows what you're going to do 5, 10, 15 years from now. You know what I mean? And hopefully you remember this presentation and have some takeaways that help influence you in your direction, whatever course you want to take. The realization that you don't have a life, you are life.
Wow.
Happiness, byproduct of gratitude. When you have a lot of gratitude in your life, happy about my family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, classes, school, gratitude. Happiness comes with that. Happiness is an inside job. It's about this. It isn't about, oh, she made me happy. She doesn't make me happy. I make me happy. I make me happy. I might be happy with what you're doing, but I make the choice. You could be silly. I could say, oh, that makes me happy. Or I could say, oh, you're being really silly, you know? So it's always an inside job, happiness. If you're unhappy, ask yourself, what is the cause of your unhappiness about you? It's about you. And it's always a choice. I choose to be happy.
That's big.
Flow. We said we talk about that. Aligning your intentions, purpose, and awareness and creating extraordinary ability to get a job done amazingly well and with little perceived effort or struggle. So me and Ray LaCara had moments of flow writing this book where it just, not that kind
It's
of
still
flow,
flowing.
where it just came out of us, you know? Wake up in the morning like, oh my God, I got this huge idea. Just write it down and then state of flow.
Are we done with this one?
Yeah. Destiny, empathy, and loving kindness go a long way. Be empathetic, care about other people, love other people. Be concerned about them as you do yourself. In loving kindness, practice loving kindness however you can. I'm trying to do that kind of now. I'm doing this because I want to volunteer and share some love and some lessons and maybe help you along your way. So explore and be immersed in self-discovery. Your spiritual side or calling needs self-expression. So like I said, if you start meditating, you might kick in more of a spiritual side. I don't know. It's possible. Sing, dance, write, draw, play, dream. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Tony Robbins, he's a big coach. He says that all the time. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Don't die with the music still in you. Wayne Dyer. There's that guy again, Wayne Dyer. He's got some great quotes. Don't die with the music still left in you. You gotta let it out. Be an author, writer, actor, doctor, any whatever gives you passion, you know, however you want to serve. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. There's a big difference. There's a shift there. Do you see the shift?
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, oh, I'm a human being. Well, actually, you're a spiritual being having a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
As you continue your journey, pay attention and view life through the lens of awareness. That's me, GN.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, so it's all about awareness, my friends. Hopefully you can have that takeaway. And you see, like, you wake up tomorrow a little different, like something's a little different here. I'm seeing through a different lens, and that lens is awareness. Sometimes you don't want to be aware, though. If you, for example, you see a car accident, and it's bad, you'll have post-traumatic possibly. So maybe you don't want to be so much aware of everything, you know. Okay.
Good thought.
You are a new wave in a vast ocean of possibilities. Jim Carrey. Anyone ever heard of Jim Carrey?
Oh, yeah.
Finally, shine brightly. Whatever you do, shine. Be heard. Have a voice. You guys matter. You matter. So thank you for your time. Is there any questions you want to pursue? We have like 6 minutes. This can be any kind of question. It doesn't have to necessarily pertain to today. Any thoughts or questions? You good?
Come on, guys. He's here now. You must have something. I want to hear more about your meditation experiences. So you can definitely put that in your email. Notice back there in large print, nicholsonglenn@hotmail.com. You're going to be writing that thank you letter and describing what you thought about the presentation as well as the actual meditation. A few of you have tried it before. Some of you have not.
I have something more to share. When
Yeah.
I was scholar athlete, not to my own horn, but I did well in school here. But I didn't really have much direction, like where to go. No one ever came to me and said, "What are you gonna do for the rest of your life?" I'm like, no one came to me with that, and nor did they say, "Well, here's some ideas, explore." So I basically talked to my chemistry teacher, and she said, go to school for electrical engineering, which I did. And I didn't like it. And I did it for a couple of years. I became an engineer, and then I said, I want to be a math teacher. My point to you is we talk about in the book how to find an idea, a path that might be good for you. You know, you talk to guidance and don't wait till the last moment. Start thinking about and dreaming about what is it I want to do. You don't have to be a doctor, you know, but you got to figure out something, you know, and you want to hopefully be passionate about it. Maybe you want to be a teacher. Well, you got to figure out what kind of teacher do I want to be, or maybe you want to be a nurse. There's a lot of shortages for nurse. Maybe you want to go where there's a lot of need for people. Don't become a truck driver, I'll tell you that, because that's going to be gone. They're going to have automated trucks driving everywhere within 10 years, so probably don't want to do truck driving. What do you guys got? Well, give me some ideas. What are you going to do? Okay.
I was thinking about majoring in like psychology and becoming like a therapist. So
That's awesome. Now, had I done it over again, that's the path I would have chose, for sure. And it's not too late. I could go back to school and kind of try to pursue that, but
Doesn't some of that come into what you do anyway, though? Some
yeah,
of
it's
that
kinda what-
counseling
it's
kind
kinda-
of?
Yeah, it's kind of on the same
Mm.
principle, but it's not my job
Right.
per se. But that's awesome. I wish you a lot of luck. Who else?
Who's got a career they want to share?
What did you do for massage therapy?
What did I do?
Yeah.
About 3,000 people. I focused on deep tissue massage, which there's trigger points in your body. It's like contracted muscle tissue, and they hurt. They sometimes hurt on their own, or when you push on them, they hurt. So I focused on that because not a lot of people, just like Kundalini, trigger points weren't like, they were kind of feared. Like, oh my God, don't mess with their trigger points. They'll start screaming. But I was just the opposite. I'm like, oh, I'm going to find those things. I'm going to work them out. And they're going to be like levitating when they get off the table.
Did you mean like to become one? Like
Yeah,
to prep?
that-
How did you become a licensed?
Oh, it took me 2 years.
Where do you go?
From what I understand, Groton, CCMT, Connecticut Center for Massage Therapy, I heard isn't there anymore. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
You have to look online for where you can get that.
Yeah, so you'll have to do some investigating where the closest school is.
And then you worked at the casino, didn't you, for doing that? At the,
Yeah, I was at
the spa?
MGM. I was at
Yeah.
MGM when it was MGM. It's no longer MGM anymore at Foxwoods. So
There was a
I
spa.
worked at the new spa there, and I did well, really well. I think whatever your aspirations are, you just gotta go after it, and you gotta see where the market is. You gotta make sure you don't want to go to school for 4 years or more and then find out it's saturated.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get in.
Or you don't like it.
Or you don't like it. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's the hardest part, I find, is you won't know until you're in it, really. You know?
Yeah.
But you do the best you can, try to figure it out the best you can. But you also want to do well too. You want to be able to take care of the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So you like I said, if you order that book, you're going to see a lot of great insight. We show the money earnings for different jobs. So you can do that on your own.
It's an important factor to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're good here.
Okay, we're good here. Yes.